when you face bullying and you face all sorts of people putting you down, I'm pretty sure that would have affected your mental health in some way. Like, was there a case when you felt depressed, and how did you manage? Like, was there a place that you were like feeling really down, very low? So, like, give us an instance of when you were depressed.
Give us you one instance. I'll give you one instance. That's quite challenging
because. But yeah, I need something which you faced and you came out of. That would be great.
Okay, sure. So this was probably I guess back in. Okay, I can't put on years when I'm not good with maths, but I guess in my late teens, when I was about 19 or 20, which is quite funny because I have won a beauty pageant called Mr. Teen of India. I am the title holder of 2000. Okay.
It's okay, you don't have to put it.
Okay, let's say when I was 17, I won the title,
and
I had become skinny, and I have seen people bully me, telling me that I have eating disorders and I'd starve myself and I probably go and probably puke food, which is not true. I have actually been happily, healthily working out and eating very, very healthy, and yet people bully me. And then on the same side, same spectrum, and I actually joined college and I gave up modeling and I did my engineering and I got into retouching. I started putting on weight. So I almost ended up going back to the same instance where I did not end up reaching 118 again, but I did get really, really fat. I mean, I was nearing 100 kilos and within a couple of years, and all my friends were like, oh, what happened to you, dude? Why are you looking so fat? You look disgusting, and are you okay? Your clothes don't fit, you look ugly, and people really, really don't realize that they're your friends and they're supposed to be supportive, they're supposed to be sensitive. Maybe there was something going back in the mind, maybe it's not physical, maybe the reason why I'm probably getting fat again is probably because something's going on back in my mind. And I was in depression that time. I was depressed. Why was I depressed? Because where do I start? But okay, that's not important. That's probably a discussion for another day. But what's important is to understand that when people are depressed and when people are sad, it's very difficult to not just understand them, but it's also a very big moral responsibility for people around them, especially their friends and family, to help them understand what they're going through and make them aware that they're depressed and also seek help. And the first step, yes, of course, is accepting that you're in depression, that something is wrong with you. And it's been what now? I guess about 8 years, and I think somewhere probably it's a lifelong battle that's probably gonna go on for probably all my life, which I'm going to face. And there'll be sad days, there'll be happy days, there'll be good days, there'll be bad days. But it's very, very important to understand that a person who has a problem, who has depression or anything else, for that sake, mental health is as important as physical health, and a lot of people ignore that. A lot of people choose to just make fun of people who are in depression, choose to make fun of people who are fat, fat shame them, people who are skinny shame them. So the society just knows one thing: put you down. That's all they've learned. They've learned that if you're different and if you're trying to make a mark for yourself, they will just come at you, they will bite you, and they will try to put you down, which is very, very sad. And it's really, really worse because this happens a lot more in the LGBT community. It's very funny how people just put a face that they're very nice to you, and then behind your back they talk about you, and they sort of they're the same people who are spreading gossip about you. Oh, you know what, Ashish is depressed, did you hear that he's gotten fat? I'm like, I have not even met you, like I don't even know you, and people have come and told me these things, and it really is hurtful because you're already trying to fight a battle inside your head, and then these things really psych you because we don't want to hear about what's wrong from strangers. We probably already know that, and the lack of sensitivity, the lack of awareness that the person is going through something which might tarnish even more if you say something like that, is just missing in the LGBT community. Especially, I would say, a lot more in India. I mean, I have traveled and lived extensively outside as well. So I would say that it's probably a lot worse here. Probably, I guess, because a lot of people are insecure, and it's really, really easy to go and just attack somebody or hit somebody, and just because you're not feeling good about yourself, project your feelings at them. And I guess that's what people do, especially a lot of people in Bangalore love to do that. I would not like to drop names, but people know who they are. You know, they love projecting their own sad lives and their own sad feelings onto others. And the way they do it is by attacking their probably body, or maybe their eating habits, or the clothes they wear, or the way they speak. I mean, you're Malayali, but that's probably your first language. I mean, how many times have people would have just come to you and said, I mean, I've heard things about myself, I've heard things about everybody. Just because somebody's not fluent in English doesn't mean that they're a bad person or they're somebody not classy. I mean, what is this class supposed to do?
And the best thing is, like, I've gone through the same experience that you've told me, that I've been skinny, I've been fat, and I've seen people shame me for being that. But the thing is, what I've always focused on is that they try to take the power inside you, that you have a power inside. They try to steal that power.
Exactly.
And all you have to do is just don't let them do that.
Yeah.
Just tell them to fuck off. And
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
That's what I did 2 years ago. I just removed myself. So there's a problem. The problem lies on social media. It lies on all the apps. It lies on Facebook. It lies on Instagram. It lies on Snapchat and every other app possible, or the apps that we end up using, probably Planet Romeo or Grindr. And that's where all these insecure bitches live. That's their house. These apps. You don't want somebody to come at your house, you shut the door at them. So what do you do to such bullies? Shut the app.
Shut the app.
That's it.
Have you been trolled in these various platforms? In, like, say, Facebook, Snapchat, Grindr, PR, is there instance that they try to come for you, but what I liked about the way you shut them down before they can even try to steal your power, and maybe give that instance a bit, so that that would be great for me to know.
So I have faced a lot of hatred and a lot of rumors in the past. It's gotten to the point where it's gotten really sick, and you're very well aware of it. And a couple of years ago, I decided, okay, you know what? Let's change the game. Let the police come to me, and I'll make them run for their money so hard they would actually want to just call their mama right away. In those different time zones when I'm working, and I'm up at about like 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. And one of these nights recently, when I was online at about 2 a.m., there's this guy who has just left me a message saying, hey, what's up? And I'm working, so I go offline, and I log in about a couple of hours later, and you can tell when the person is not online, and the guy's so what's the word? Impatient and bitchy. He says, well, haha, yawn, such a boring crowd, and just another profile. And I was like, okay, I was offline. I didn't even get the chance to say hi back. And then I go and read his profile, and he writes he is in a committed relationship. He's monogamous, and he's messaging me for sex at 4 a.m. And then I ask him, so what are you looking for? And then he says, well, what are people looking for at 4 a.m.? And I go on like, okay, it's very funny that, yawn, 4 a.m. in the night, first message asking me, what's up, and asking me for sex. You have a boyfriend, and you have the audacity to send me a message at this point of time asking me to have sex with you, and maybe come over to your house, and you come over here. What a shame, yawn, haha. And he got really, really offended. I mean, I think that probably must have just burst his ego bubble there, wherein probably he's somebody who's trying to, just attack me. And it's not just this time. I mean, there are a lot of times wherein people send you really, really nasty messages just because you haven't responded. Sometimes they block you, and I just don't get it. I mean, you've left a message, give the other person a chance to reply. I mean, this is something that I think you've experienced as well, isn't it? I mean, a lot of gay men tend to be so impatient and bitchy.
For me, it's not impatient. It is more like, people have been trying to shame me because I do drag. And I was like, the next thing I say is, bye, Felicia. I don't care about I don't need your approval. So that is how I reply back, because I know who I am. I don't need an approval from another gay man or another person about what is my lifestyle or what I do. because that is something
Right.
which is personal to me, and you don't have any right to even comment on it unless you want to give me compliments, which I'm always welcome to. But if you can't do, if you want to spread hatred, then I'm sorry, I don't have time for that.
Oh, that happens to me too. I mean, people give me compliments. They say I look cute and my eyes are great or this and that. And I'm offline and they start bitching about me. You know, I'm like, who's the bitch? Yeah, you know, I mean.
I met those kind of people also, and I kind of like, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to let karma go and get their asses. So that's what I do usually, and you know, that's worked a lot. For karma's always been on my side as well, so it's worked a lot.
Sometimes I feel I'm from another dream, you know. So sometimes I like to be karma.
No, you like
you
to
know,
be the
and
karma.
show the bitches a mirror. You know, look at yourself.
There's different sides of being karma. You can just take a seat back and let karma do its whatever it's, you know, take its own time and do it.
Or you can
And you could be the karma, and you could actually be the person who's unleashing the fury.